So in the last few days, I've seen this kind of pop up a lot more before than I ever did, and obviously particularly in the far left, excuse me. Uh, they're saying there should be no borders, end borders, no borders. Uh, and first of all, I'm sure people straight away would be like, "Come again? No borders." So basically, imagine this: Ireland where it had no border security, you could just waltz out at any hour of the night. The same, say for example, better example, maybe Germany, right? And you're going into Poland, right? You're going from Germany into Poland, and you just walk into Poland. Nobody checks your passport or anything. Nobody. You just walk in. Anybody can walk in. Everybody from Timbuktu and everywhere can just waltz into Poland at any hour of the night. That's just an example. Uh, you know, you have to have some kind of control. You can't just say it's an open door. Everybody in the world can come to Poland. No, that's insanity. That's the definition of insanity. When you say, look at everybody can come into Poland. There'll be about 6 or 7 billion people probably in Poland if you like that. Now, I'm a bit overhyping the numbers there, but you get what I'm saying. You have to. Every sovereign nation has to have a border. And obviously, as you know, these people don't believe in sovereignty. They don't believe in anything, basically. They believe in very little, for Joe Lindsay. They're very little morals in terms of this. But it's a stupid argument because it can never be done. I understand, they have the right to hold their argument and stuff like that. But it's, it's, it's simply not feasible. Like, how would that be feasible? That people can just watch in from any part of the world without even know who they are. There could be mass murders. There could be terrorist groups coming in, planning to commit God only knows what. Um, you know what I'm saying? So you have to have some, and I always have said this. There always should be some kind of regulations for anybody coming into the country. You obviously should have your papers checked. Your probably criminal record, especially if you're going to stay here. You have to have your criminal record checked and everything. Again, it's just the basic security. It's not like we're going to watch you 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. But maybe we will. But it's not China yet. But in China, I'm sure if we walked in now in the morning to China, we'd be watched 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, just to make sure that we wouldn't go against the Communist Party now. Of course not. But you get what I'm saying. So there has to be some kind of border. There has to be some kind of border. And this argument, there should be no border and everybody should just walk in out of Timbuktu, basically, is ridiculous because it simply cannot work. It just will lead to anarchy. And this is what these people are. They're anarchists. They don't believe in anything. They don't believe in the government. They don't believe in borders. They don't believe in anything. They just want total anarchy in the world. Uh, that's what they want. And that's what the world would lead to if we had that kind of thing. That anybody from Timbuktu could just waltz into any country. And, you know yourself, the West is plain to be seen. So, obviously, as I say, I said this lots of times, Ireland's border should be more secure in terms of ports and airports. They should have had more better checks, and still to this day they're allowing people in without documents. People are tearing up their documents in Dublin Airport, and that shouldn't be the case. Because if we went off, if say for example me and you, take for example the listener at the moment, we went off to Australia now, and we didn't have our papers and our white papers and things like that, we'd be told to feck off and go home. And it's the least anybody can do if they want to get into a country. It's just to say who they are, and why they're here and X, Y, and Z, not just to destroy. Because again, it's very sus when people destroy their documents coming into a country. You get what I'm saying. It's just the basic necessity. But yeah, I don't see, and again, I would love for anybody to challenge me on this and say, how would it work if they had no such thing as a border? Because it's unimaginable that any benefit in society or any benefit to the world it would bring in any country. Because it would just lead to more pain and suffering for all the Joes. And obviously, it'd be breakdown of society, breakdown of law enforcement. Because, the majority drug gangs and stuff would take advantage of no borders and things like that. And human traffickers and stuff like that. As we know, at the moment, Ireland is nearly the worst in Europe with human trafficking. So, that's playing right into their hand too. So, this argument of no border is nonsense, in my opinion, in my humble opinion. But let me know what you think.